In CheckFlow, you can archive and delete checklists. The difference between the two is that when you archive a checklist, it's moved to a separate area, so the checklist is not displayed in your main view. However, those checklists that have been archived can be accessed, and you can actually restore them so they appear in your main view again. Whereas when you delete a checklist, it's permanently deleted and it cannot be recovered. So let me show you how you do that. It's all done from the report view screen, which is our home page in CheckFlow. All you need to do is select the checklist or checklists that you want to archive or delete. So you could select one or more checklists. To select more, you can use the Control or the Shift key to sort of select a range. So if I select the first one I want to select, and then I hold down the Shift key, and the last one I want to select, it will select a range. Or I can hold down the Control key or the Command key if you're using Apple to select sort of unordered checklists. Now, when you select checklists, it's important not to click on the actual title, the name of the checklist, because that will actually open the checklist. So rather than selecting it, you'll end up just opening the checklist itself. So once you have your checklist selected, so let's take, I'll just take a few random ones here that I'll archive first. So I've got 5 checklists selected here. You can see this button up here shows you how many are selected. Now this button will only be visible, and this whole process is only available for administrative users. So if you're in the administrator role, you will see this button. If you're not in the administrator role, you won't be able to do either archive or delete of checklists. So once you have your checklist selected, click this button. It will give you some options. You do have options to select all and unselect and stuff like that. So what you could do, if you wanted to do a very large number of checklists, you could use your filters here to filter down your view so that so that your view only displays the ones you want to archive or delete, and then you could come here and say select all. So once you have your checklist selected, you can click the archive selected checklist. So a little pop-up will appear explaining what a archive does, which I've kind of already covered. So I'll click the archive selected checklist button, and those checklists I selected, you can see, have now gone out of my main all checklist view. If I come down to the views drop down, you can see the last item in the systems view section is archive checklists. This is where they go when they've been archived. So if I click this now, you can see these 5 checklists that we archived are now visible here in this view. So if I wanted to restore a couple of these, I can do pretty much the same thing, just select them and then use the same button, but this time, because I'm in the archived view, this button now changes to restore. So I want to restore these checklists. So I will now restore these. Come back to my main. I'll just refresh here and go back to my main view, the all checklist view, and you can see Costco onboarding and Samsung onboarding are back in my main view again. So now if I wanted to delete these, same sort of process, except I'm just going to select delete selected checklist instead. I get a bigger warning here highlighting that they cannot be recovered. So I'll just go ahead and delete those, and they are gone for good now. I can't actually recover those or access those ever again.